Hello and welcome to a new video. Yeah, I've done it again. I have bought a watch. And this time, for some reason, I bought something very different than I usually buy. I bought a women's watch, a vintage women's watch. The watch in question is this very small, very beautiful Omega deVille ladies tank, reference 7/11/2026, from roughly mid to late 70s, early 80s. I haven't run the numbers yet. Interestingly, the watch comes with a hand-wound mechanical movement. I bought it on eBay, and aside from the crown, which is not the original crown and not an original Omega crown at all, seems to be fairly original. The bracelet is a fully integrated steel woven bracelet with this beautiful clasp that is stamped with all the numbers, and as you can see, the dial is heavily patinated, or however you want to call that. For some reason, I came across this watch and I thought about a couple of hours of buying it, and I ended up buying it because it was fairly inexpensive and it did not have to undergo a lot of shipping, so I felt fairly safe buying it. A little bit of a backstory. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen a couple of pictures with a 1970s Heuer 1153N Carrera chronograph, which had a beautifully patinated dial, which turned from black to a very light shade of gray and blue, depending on the light, and the brass base material of the dial was shining through. And for some reason, I just loved this kind of wabi-sabi style of heavily worn and patinated watch. The watch sadly was not mine, and it was sold, and I had short access to the watch and could wear it for a couple of days, but it finally was sold off, and I personally did not have a chance or the money to buy it. But this idea of this beautiful type of dial stuck with me. That's why I got hooked on this watch. I thought about buying a small watch, a kind of tank-esque watch for myself for a very long time. Unfortunately, a Cartier is very much out of reach, and to find one is a completely different story, even if you have the money. But there are plenty of watches that you can find from other manufacturers, and one of the most interesting manufacturers is Omega. And sometimes it's very difficult to find information on specific reference numbers just because there are so many and they surface so rarely, which maybe even doesn't mean that the watch is rare, but at this point in time, nobody cares about them. And as it is with this watch, I obviously checked the reference number, I tried to find photos, I tried to date the serial number, and there are essentially 3 other pictures that I can find on the entire internet, basically. Nevertheless, the watch seemed to be a very solid case, and I just bought it, and I love it. And I don't think it's too small, but I also have to say that I have very small wrists, so the watch perfectly fulfills the role of a tank-esque weekend and travel watch. Surprisingly heavy, because it has a steel bracelet and steel case, a mechanical movement, which adds a little bit of weight. Also, a solid case back. And the coolest thing, it has a hand-winding movement that is relatively easy to service, and you can buy spare parts on eBay. It runs beautifully. And yeah, I will give you more information on this watch, maybe in a collection update video that's coming soon. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. If you're interested in more information about this watch, just write down in the comments, or even the other way around. If you have more information about this watch, write it to me on Instagram or right down here in the comments. I'll be very happy to chat with you about this new watch, and you will see more of this watch on Instagram for sure, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to wear this one. So yeah, so far, thank you for watching this video, and I see you in the next one. Bye!